Chosen one. Someone is unraveling because you unknowingly gave them a preview of their own karma, and they have not been the same since. Just by standing in your truth, you forced them to see what's coming for them, and it shattered them. Recently, something made them finally look inward, and what they saw was brutal. No more excuses, no more projections, just a cosmic invoice of every lie, every scheme, every violation. And now, they're terrified, because the future they saw wasn't yours, it was theirs. This person has been studying you like you're a subject in a personal laboratory. Your patterns got learned better than some of your friends know them. When you post, where you go, who you talk to, what you celebrate, what you struggle with. This is obsession at a clinical level, and it's been going on longer than you probably realize. Now here's where it gets interesting. Pay attention, because this connects to something bigger I'm going to reveal. While someone was watching you so closely, crucial signs in their own life got missed. Warnings were flashing. Red flags were waving. Opportunities were passing by. Their own foundation was cracking. But none of it could be seen because eyes stayed glued to you. Every moment spent analyzing your success was a moment not spent building something real. Every hour invested in plotting against you was an hour stolen from genuine progress. Time kept moving, the clock kept ticking, and all of it got wasted on you. This person wasn't just watching for entertainment. Intelligence was being gathered, calculations were being made, moves were being planned. See, the belief was that if you got studied long enough, either your blueprint could be duplicated or your foundation could be destroyed. Those were the only two options in their mind. Become you or break you. And both angles got worked simultaneously, waiting to see which one would give the desired result. What didn't get understood is that you can't copy divine assignment. You can't replicate authentic purpose. You can't duplicate what got specifically designed for someone else. But the attempt got made anyway. Your success got reverse engineered, or so they thought. Shortcuts you supposedly took got searched for to exploit. Weaknesses got hunted to target. Every aspect of your life got analyzed, looking for the secret source, and the whole time a case was being built against them. Every act of spiritual espionage got recorded. Every boundary crossed got documented. Every line violated got marked down. But none of this was known yet. The belief was that everything was working. Here's a hint about what's coming. Remember how focused someone was on you. Remember how much time got invested in watching and planning. All of that energy is about to come back in a way nobody expected. Because the universe doesn't just balance scales. Lessons get taught, and the lesson about to be learned involves losing the very thing that got used against you. Now we're getting into the part that's going to make you understand why karma is hitting so devastatingly hard. This wasn't just about envy. This wasn't just about wanting what you have. This was about money, resources, opportunities, access. You got looked at, and dollar signs appeared. Your success got calculated into profit margins. Your connections got mapped out as exploitation routes. This was strategic. This was calculated. This was premeditated financial plotting. Somewhere behind closed doors, someone sat down with actual pen and paper. Lists got made, diagrams got drawn, plans got created. How can I benefit from their success? What resources do they have that I can access? Who do they know that I can leverage? What opportunities are they connected to that I can insert myself into? This is the level of intentionality we're dealing with. This isn't accidental. This isn't spontaneous. This is carefully constructed strategy designed to extract value from your life for someone else's benefit. Stay with me, because this is important. Plans didn't just get made for you. You fit a profile, a description, a set of criteria. There's a specific type of person that gets targeted. Certain characteristics get looked for. Particular vulnerabilities get exploited. And you weren't the first person this game got run on. There have been others, multiple others, each one fitting the same general pattern, each one approached with similar tactics, each one used in similar ways. Some of you experienced this through landlords who ran illegal operations to squeeze extra rent. Some through employers who manipulated hours to avoid paying full wages. Some through business partners who cooked the books to hide profits. Some through family members who put debts in your name without telling you. Some through friends who borrowed with zero intention of repaying. The situations vary, but the energy is identical. You got seen as a mark, a target, a resource to be mined, and someone came at you with a smile while planning your exploitation behind your back. All of this scheming, all of this plotting, all of this financial manipulation, it's documented. Every transaction has a trail, every lie has a contradiction, every scheme has evidence, and it's all about to surface, not just for you, for everyone, all the different people who got targeted, all the various schemes that got run, all the multiple plots that got executed. Everything is converging, everything is coming to light, everything is being exposed at once, and this just got seen in the preview. What's coming is known, it can't be stopped, getting caught is inevitable. Someone has been operating in realms where there was no business being. Abilities got turned against another person that should have never been used that way. Spiritual laws got violated that carry consequences most people can't even imagine. And the bill just came due. Some people have been peeking into your life through spiritual means, looking at things that shouldn't be seen, listening to conversations they weren't part of, accessing information they had no permission to access. Maybe your spiritual blueprint got looked at without authorization. Maybe your energy got followed to track your movements. Maybe your dreams got invaded to plant seeds of doubt. Maybe intuitive abilities got used to gather intelligence that would be used against you. Whatever method got employed, lines got crossed that should never be crossed. Spiritual gifts come with spiritual responsibility. When you use divine abilities for harm, those abilities get revoked. When you access spiritual information for manipulation, that access gets cut off. When you employ higher powers for lower purposes, you lose connection to those powers. It's not negotiable, it's not conditional, it's absolute spiritual law, and what happens when you break it is about to be experienced. If you felt called by this message, hype this video so other chosen ones like you can be reached. The preview that got seen of karma included this: spiritual blindness, the ability to see things in the spiritual realm, gone. Spiritual deafness, the capacity to hear divine guidance, removed. Intuition that used to give advantage, silenced. Dreams that used to provide information, turned off. Third eye that used to show things, sealed shut. Every spiritual door that was being used to spy and scheme and manipulate is slamming closed. And it's not just closing, it's locking from the other side, permanently. Now think about what this means for someone who built an entire operation around having access others don't have. Think about what this does to someone who relied on spiritual advantage to stay ahead of targets. Think about how devastating it is to go from seeing everything to seeing nothing, from hearing all to hearing silence, from knowing to confusion, from clarity to fog. That's the level of consequence we're talking about. That's the depth of karma that got seen in the preview. And it broke someone because what's coming is known and there's no way to prevent it. This isn't just about losing spiritual abilities. This is about losing the capability to make sound decisions, period. Judgment is being impaired. Mental clarity is being clouded. The ability to think strategically is being compromised. Everything that got relied on to navigate life successfully is being systematically removed. And without those tools, complete dependence on others becomes the reality. From independent to dependent, from powerful to powerless, from predator to prey, the reversal is complete, the karma is precise. Think of an interrogation room. Someone walks in confident. This moment got rehearsed in their mind. What this is about seems known. At least that's the belief. Defense got prepared. The story is straight. Explanations are ready for actions toward you. Justifications are lined up. Excuses are ready. Deflections got prepared. Even the innocent face got practiced. But then something happens that changes everything. The investigator says we're not here about that. I mean, we are. It's all documented. It's all on the record. But that's not why you're sitting in this chair right now. We're here about something else. Something bigger. Something you didn't prepare for. something you thought was hidden, and you can see the moment it hits, the moment the miscalculation gets realized, the moment understanding comes that they're not as smart as they thought, the moment panic sets in. See, so much focus went to you and preparing defense about you that everything else got forgotten, every other scheme that was running, every other person being manipulated, every other plot being executed. The belief was that compartmentalization was possible, that situations could be handled individually, that people could be kept separated, that narratives could be controlled in different circles. But everything is collapsing into one moment. All schemes are converging, all lies are being compared, all victims are being connected, and the evidence is overwhelming. Here's what the preview showed. It's not going to be a series of small confrontations that can be managed one by one. It's going to be a massive exposure event where everything hits at once. Financial fraud, spiritual violations, relationship manipulations, professional sabotage, personal betrayals, all of it coming to light simultaneously. There won't be time to prepare different stories for different people. There won't be capacity to manage multiple fires. There won't be energy to maintain the lies. It's all going to crash down at the same time. And this got seen. What's coming is known. There's no escape. Remember when I said you broke their system? This is how. You were supposed to be just another victim, just another mark, just another person who could be used and discarded without consequence. But something about you was different. Maybe you saw through the game faster. Maybe you resisted manipulation stronger. Maybe you just existed in a way that disrupted their flow. Whatever it was, you became the anomaly, the piece that didn't fit, the factor that couldn't be controlled. And when one element in a carefully balanced system goes rogue, the whole system destabilizes. Now we're arriving at the revelation that's going to shift your entire perspective on this situation. You need to understand something that will change how you see yourself in this. You're not just a single person dealing with a single enemy. You're part of a collective, part of a pattern, part of something much larger than a personal conflict. And that matters more than you realize. The same game has been run on multiple people. There's a type that gets targeted, characteristics that get looked for, qualities that make someone vulnerable to this particular brand of manipulation. You fit that profile, not because you're weak, but because you have something wanted. You possess something needed. You represent something envied. And the approach got perfected. The smile, the presentation, the initial connection, the slow manipulation, the eventual exploitation. This has been done before, multiple times, to multiple people, successfully. Those other people, talking has started, notes are being compared, patterns are being recognized. What looked like isolated incidents is being revealed as systematic operation. What felt like personal attacks are being exposed as calculated targeting. What appeared to be bad luck is being shown as deliberate sabotage. People are connecting, stories are being shared, evidence is being compiled, and a picture is emerging that absolutely damning. Think about a building held up by multiple pillars. Each pillar represents someone who fell for the scheme, someone who got trapped, someone who got used. The structure stood because all the pillars held their position. But you were supposed to be a pillar, but you pushed back instead. And when you pushed, the whole building shook. Cracks appeared in the foundation. Other pillars started to question their position. Some began to move, and now the entire structure is collapsing. Not because you attacked it, but because you refused to support it. This is what got seen in the preview. Not just you standing up, not just you speaking out, but a domino effect that can't be controlled. Other people finding courage because you found yours. Other victims speaking up because you spoke first. Other stories coming to light because yours opened the door. This terrifies someone because multiple battles can't be fought simultaneously. Multiple exposures can't be managed at once. Multiple lies can't be maintained across multiple fronts. The system is overwhelmed. The dam is breaking. The flood is coming. When this person looked at the preview of Karma, you were standing there, not as a victim, not as someone successfully manipulated, but as the person who stood firm when everyone else bent, as the force that disrupted an entire operation simply by refusing to participate. You didn't need weapons, you didn't need schemes, you didn't need revenge plots. Your authenticity was the weapon, your boundaries were the shield, your refusal to compromise was the victory. The preview showed how your energy affected everyone else who got targeted, how your resistance gave others permission to question what was happening to them, how your strength showed others they didn't have to accept mistreatment. You became the example nobody else had, the proof that standing against this person and surviving was possible. And when others saw that, when your refusal to break got witnessed, something shifted in them too. The fear they had, it started to dissolve. The doubt they carried, it began to fade. The isolation they felt, it transformed into connection. And chosen one, you need to understand the totality of what got seen in the preview, because this is where divine justice operates with surgical precision. This isn't just about losing some things. This is about losing everything. Everything valued, everything relied on, everything thought secure, all of it dissolving like it was never real in the first place. Relationships crumbling, got seen. People thought loyal walking away. Family members who supported turning their backs. Friends who defended finally seeing the truth. Partners who stood by reaching their breaking point. The isolation is complete. The abandonment is total. Not because people are being cruel, but because the truth about who someone really is comes out. And when people see true nature, when the mask falls completely, when evidence is undeniable, a choice gets made, and that choice is usually distance. Reputation destroyed got seen. The image carefully crafted over time demolished in moments. The persona maintained revealed as fiction. The respect commanded exposed as manipulation. Everything people believed about someone replaced with the reality of what actually exists. And reputation once lost is nearly impossible to rebuild, especially when the loss is this public, this documented, this undeniable, this gets known, this got seen. Understanding exists that there's no coming back from what's about to be revealed. Opportunities vanishing got seen. Doors that were open slamming shut. Connections that were strong severing completely. Possibilities that seemed guaranteed evaporating into nothing. Because when character is exposed, when methods are revealed, when schemes are documented, people don't want association. Risk to their own reputation by connection isn't desired. Being caught in the blast radius when everything explodes isn't wanted. So stepping back happens. Distance gets created, ties get cut, and the person is left standing alone wondering how it all fell apart so quickly. But here's the part that cuts deepest, the part about the preview that's most devastating. What could have been got seen, the legitimate success that could have been built, the genuine relationships that could have been nurtured, the real happiness that could have been experienced, if focus had just stayed on self, if building had been chosen instead of destroying, if creating had been chosen instead of manipulating. The alternate timeline got seen, the good future that was available, and then how personal choices destroyed it got seen, how personal actions killed it, how personal energy poisoned it. That's the ultimate tragedy. Not just losing what you have, but seeing what you could have had, and knowing you're the reason you'll never have it. What makes this preview so devastating is the detail. Vague consequences didn't get seen, specifics got seen. The exact moment when someone loved looks with disgust instead of admiration. The precise conversation where a partnership ends because trust is gone. The actual day when an opportunity that's been chased gets offered to someone else because reputation precedes them. These aren't abstract possibilities. These are concrete realities approaching with the certainty of sunrise. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing to put yourself to the test. If you're still here, that means something. But talk is cheap. Real chosen ones take action. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity and repurposing it to serve divine justice. You put on the headphones, press play, and watch your enemies choke on the rope their own lies created. If you're done consuming and ready to prove you're chosen, start your destiny engine for $1 today, join the Obsidian Inner Order live checks, and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. This isn't random. This isn't chaotic. This is precision justice operating according to spiritual laws that are older than civilization itself. What's being experienced isn't punishment, it's correction. The universe balancing scales that were tipped too far in the wrong direction for too long. And the balance doesn't come gently. It comes with the exact force needed to restore equilibrium. Spiritual sight got used to spy. Spiritual sight gets lost completely. Intuition got used to manipulate. That intuition gets silenced permanently. Voice got used to lie and scheme. That voice loses its power to convince or persuade. Mind got used to plot and plan harm. That mind becomes clouded and confused. Independence got used to operate freely in darkness. That independence transforms into dependence that humbles completely. The symmetry is perfect. The karma is exact. This is divine mathematics calculating consequences down to the smallest detail. But it goes deeper than most people realize. Natural talents are being lost that existed before spiritual abilities ever developed. Skills born with gifts taken for granted. Capabilities that gave confidence and opportunities. Think about a singer who loses voice, an artist who loses vision, a strategist who loses mental sharpness. Whatever got relied on most, whatever gave the edge, whatever made someone special, it's being removed, taken away, revoked. Because those gifts got used to harm instead of help, to destroy instead of build, to manipulate instead of uplift. This is the lesson that will define the rest of a life. This is the moment that will never get forgotten, no matter how long living continues or how far running goes. Every time thinking about taking a shortcut happens, this will be remembered. Every time considering manipulating someone occurs, this will be felt. Every time looking at someone else's success with envy takes place, this memory will surface. It's burned into consciousness, seared into soul, imprinted on spirit. This is transformation through consequence. This is growth through pain. This is evolution forced by devastation. Now I want to show you something about yourself that you might not fully recognize yet. Something that's going to elevate how you see your own purpose and power. In this entire situation, in this whole experience, you are the teacher, not the victim, not the target, not the prey. You are the spiritual teacher who just delivered the most important lesson this person will ever receive. And you did it without saying a word, without throwing a single punch, without sending any negative energy their way. You taught by existing, by being, by standing in your truth so firmly that lies couldn't survive around you. See, you have knowledge and information in your field that makes you dangerous to people operating in deception. You have wisdom and discernment that exposes manipulation automatically. You have a level of understanding that makes schemes transparent even when carefully hidden. This is why you got targeted in the first place. Not because you were weak, but because you were a threat. A threat to operations. A threat to systems, a threat to whole ways of moving through the world. The belief was that this threat could be neutralized. That belief was wrong. You carry something that can't be had and can't be gotten. Authenticity, real power, divine assignment. These things can't be faked or copied or stolen. The attempt got made anyway. Study happened close enough to supposedly duplicate essence. Impossible. Weaknesses got searched for to exploit that would supposedly diminish your light. Impossible. Circumstances got created that would supposedly break your spirit. Impossible. Because what you carry is protected at a level that can't be accessed. What you are is backed by forces that can't be fought. What you represent is ordained by powers that can't be manipulated. What you need to understand about this is that you are unreachable. Not because you're hiding or protecting yourself behind walls, but because you operate at a frequency that can't be accessed by manipulation. Your authenticity creates a natural barrier against schemes. Your truth repels lies automatically. Your integrity exposes plots without you even trying. This is what makes you dangerous to people like this, not that you fight them, but that you exist in a way that makes their whole operation visible and ineffective. In the preview, attempts to affect you got seen repeatedly, everything getting thrown at you, every tool in the arsenal getting used, every manipulation tactic known getting deployed, and none of it working. Not because you're blocking it consciously, but because your energy frequency simply doesn't accept that kind of input. It's like trying to play a corrupted file. The system rejects it automatically. That's what you are to them, a system that rejects corruption, a frequency that refuses contamination, a force that cannot be compromised. In the coming period, you're going to witness something that confirms everything you suspected but couldn't prove. A mask is going to fall completely, not crack, not slip, fall, shatter, disintegrate. The nice person act that's been performed will end. The friendly approach that's been maintained will stop. The careful image that's been projected will collapse. And what's underneath will be exactly what you always sensed was there. Anger, bitterness, envy, malice, pure unfiltered darkness that could no longer be kept hidden. This happens when plans fail spectacularly, when karma catches up in undeniable ways, when schemes collapse publicly. The energy required to maintain a false persona becomes too much. The effort needed to keep pretending becomes impossible. So stopping happens, breaking happens, self-revelation happens, and honestly, this is a gift, because now everyone sees what you saw all along. Now the proof is visible. Now the truth is undeniable. No more gaslighting, no more manipulation, no more making you question your own perception. Everyone can see clearly now. Direct approach might happen when this occurs. The subtle method might get dropped for open hostility. Attempts to fight or compete or damage you publicly might get made. Let it happen, because here's what doesn't get understood. The battle is already over. The war is already won. Fighting you isn't what's happening anymore. Fighting karma is what's happening. And karma is undefeated, unbothered, unstoppable. You're just the object being fixated on, while a whole world burns down around someone. And in some cases, you standing in your truth, speaking up, setting boundaries, that's actually part of the karma. Staying silent is what people are used to, not anymore. Your voice matters in this, not because you need to defend yourself, but because your truth adds to collective testimony, building against someone. Your experience validates others who went through similar things. Your courage to speak gives others permission to speak. Your willingness to set boundaries shows others the same is possible for them. This creates a wave that can't be stopped, a momentum that can't be controlled, a force that can't be manipulated or silenced or diminished. And when that wave hits, it washes away everything built on lies, everything constructed through manipulation, everything established by deception. But while a mask is falling and truth is being exposed over there, something different is happening to you over here. Your truth is rising, your light is expanding, your power is increasing, your opportunities are multiplying, your connections are deepening, your purpose is clarifying. Everything that got blocked is flowing, everything that got stopped is accelerating, everything that got dimmed is shining brighter. This is the real narrative, not their downfall, your elevation, not their loss, your gain, not their ending, your beginning. You thought this was about you versus one person, personal conflict, individual battle, isolated situation, but it was never that small, it was never that limited, it was never that contained. This was about something bigger, something more significant, something with implications that reach far beyond your personal experience. There are others, multiple people who experienced similar targeting, who dealt with similar manipulation, who survived similar schemes, all from the same source, all following the same pattern, all carrying similar wounds, and right now connections are forming, stories are being shared, patterns are being recognized. What looked like random isolated incidents is being revealed as systematic calculated operation, and the evidence is mounting. The testimonies are aligning. The case is building itself through collective experience. You're not just getting justice for yourself. You're part of a collective victory that brings justice for everyone who ever got targeted by this person, everyone who ever got used, everyone who ever got harmed. Your courage to resist gave others courage to speak. Your willingness to stand gave others permission to rise. Your refusal to be diminished showed others the same refusal is possible for them. You sparked something that grew beyond anything you planned or intended. The universe took your individual act of self-protection and turned it into collective liberation. Think about what this means. One person sitting alone facing multiple people wronged, all demanding accountability simultaneously. That's the reality manifesting right now. Not in sequence, not individually, all at once. Legal situations converging, financial audits overlapping, relationship confrontations happening back to back, professional consequences piling up, social exposure spreading, all of it hitting at the same time with no breaks, no time to prepare responses, no opportunity to manage situations separately, just pure overwhelming consequence from every direction simultaneously. This got seen in the preview. This is what shattered someone, not just facing you, facing everyone, all at once, with no defense that works across all situations, with no story that explains everything away, with no manipulation that controls this many people. Being overwhelmed is the reality. Being underwater is the state. Drowning in consequences that got created over time is what's happening. And there's no lifeboat coming, no rescue available, no escape possible, just accountability, just justice, just karma delivered with precision and power. Each person who speaks adds a piece to a puzzle that becomes impossible to deny. One person's testimony might get dismissed. Two people's experiences might be called coincidence. But when multiple people describe the same patterns, the same tactics, the same manipulations, the same outcomes, it becomes undeniable. It becomes a case. It becomes proof. It becomes truth that can't be argued away or explained into nothing. What you need to understand about your role in this collective is that you were the permission slip, not because you're more important than the others, but because you were first. You were the one who said enough. You were the one who drew the line. You were the one who refused to stay silent. And when others saw that, when your standing up and surviving got witnessed, it gave courage that didn't exist before. It showed resistance was possible. It proved that speaking truth wouldn't bring destruction. This is your moment, your season, your time. Everything you went through led to this. Every attack you survived prepared you for this. Every scheme you overcame positioned you for this. You're standing in your power now, walking in your purpose now, operating at a level that makes those who doubted you uncomfortable, and their discomfort is not your problem. Their schemes are not your concern. Their karma is not your responsibility. You're free from all of it, free to build, free to create, free to celebrate, free to win. Don't waste another second feeling guilty about anyone's downfall. Don't spend another moment worrying about anyone's consequences. Don't invest another ounce of energy in anyone's karma. That's between them and the universe, between them and divine justice, between them and the laws violated. Your assignment now is to live at the highest level, to pursue your dreams with complete focus, to build your future with total confidence, to enjoy your present with pure gratitude, because you've earned this, you've survived for this, you've been prepared for this, and now it's here. You gave someone a preview of karma simply by being who you are, by standing in your truth, by refusing to be diminished, by continuing to shine when attempts got made to dim your light. Your existence alone triggered collapse. Your authenticity alone exposed deception. Your power alone revealed weakness. You didn't have to attack, didn't have to plot revenge, didn't have to scheme against anyone. You just had to be yourself, and that was more powerful than anything that could be handled. And here's your final confirmation. If someone could fall apart from just a glimpse of karma, imagine how protected you must be. If shattering could happen from merely seeing what's coming, imagine how backed you are. If devastation could occur from a preview of divine justice, imagine how loved you are by the universe itself. This is your sign, your validation, your proof. Everything you suspected was true. Everything you felt was real. Everything you're moving toward is absolutely within your reach. This isn't just about someone else's karma catching up. This is about you witnessing divine protection in real time. This is about you seeing proof that you were never fighting alone. This is about you understanding that every moment you felt unsupported, you were actually being backed by forces beyond what could be seen. The preview someone got of their karma is your preview of your own power, your own protection, your own divine assignment. What happens next in your life is going to confirm everything you've been sensing. Doors are opening that were previously closed. Opportunities are appearing that seemed impossible before. Connections are forming that feel divinely orchestrated. Resources are flowing that were previously blocked. This isn't random timing. This is the universe clearing your path now that the obstacle has been removed. Now that the person working against you is dealing with personal karma. Now that energy is no longer directed at blocking your progress. You're about to experience what it feels like to move without resistance, to build without sabotage, to celebrate without someone trying to steal joy, to succeed without someone plotting downfall. This is the freedom that was always meant for you. This is the ease that comes when you're aligned with your purpose and opposition gets neutralized, not by your hand, but by divine justice, not through your schemes, but through cosmic law, not because you fought for it, but because you were worthy of it all along. Now go claim everything that's yours, every opportunity, every blessing, every victory, every moment of joy. Go live the life you're meant to live. Go be the person you're meant to be. Go walk in the freedom you're meant to experience. Because you're chosen, and chosen ones always win, always rise, always overcome, always shine. This is your time. This is your truth. This is your reality. Step into it fully. Step into it boldly. Step into it knowing that you are protected, you are guided, you are backed by forces beyond what you can see. And anyone who comes against you is really coming against the power that chose you, and that never ends well for them. You've seen it. You're living it. Now go celebrate it.